Happy New Year. I hope that you had a wonderful holiday. This video is going to be a little bit different, a little bit more chatty, and it's going to talk about, what went on last year and goals that I have for this year, and maybe a little surprise garden news. As many of you know, Fox Run Environmental Education is a nonprofit. It is a 501c3, and I initially started a Fox Run back in 1993 as an organic market farm, and I was doing some educational programs for farmers and things on the side. And it grew into the wildlife rehabilitation as well as farming. And so in 2014, then I filed the paperwork to make it officially a nonprofit. We're all here on YouTube, but Fox Run has several different ways of kind of having educational outreach, I guess I would say. So there's YouTube, there's the blog, the website has a blog, and I also do educational programs, both in my community and online. So the blog has about 250 articles on it, over 5 topics. The organic gardening is the most viewed topic, and then wildlife. Um, Last year, we had a big drop. So last year, the website only had 198,000 views, which was actually a 35% drop from 2023. And that was mainly because Google had changed its algorithm. I'm sure everybody's heard about AI. The Google search engine is using a lot of AI, where it has, a big AI section at the top, and that's kind of pushed down websites. And then it's also prioritized forums and Reddit and those kinds of things, over some other websites. So I lost ranking for several keywords. So I used to have, about 12, 14 things in the first 3 spots. Part of the website is also the store. So there are about 2,439 views for the store. There are some PDF books, some coloring books, activity books for kids that sell on the store, and those brought in about $71 in sales. I also have a lot of free downloads on the website. A couple, the spraying the orchard schedule, and I have a habitat garden and a monarch butterfly garden, and those are very popular downloads. In 2024, I made $0 in ad revenue, and that was on me because in 2023 I had gotten pissed off at the ad company, and they were just kind of smacking, ads all over, and it just made the reader experience really go down. And so goals for the website: keep writing articles. The website is nice because even if the same topic is on YouTube, I can go really in depth in an article. And so updating the older articles, some of them go back about 14 years. Also, at one time, I was using a number of college students to help write articles as volunteers, and then I would give them a byline and a link to their research. So looking into doing more of that again. I do have a, Write for Us page on the website, and you're welcome to look at that. I get tons of spam out of it, which annoys me, I'd also like to put more resources for teachers. As you know, I am a teacher. I'm retired now, but I'd like to put more resources for science teachers and environmental education teachers on the website. So the YouTube channel has grown tremendously, I think, and it had 290,200 views in 2024, and I made 66 videos. We also gained 2,400 subscribers, which is a total of 3,862 now. So thank you very much. And the YouTube has taken off. Obviously, it's doing better than the website right now, in spite of me, because I kind of came into YouTube screaming and kicking. And I'm not the greatest speaker, and so I've been really happy with the results. And YouTube also earned $2,639.42. So that was fabulous. So I am doing some things to try to get up that learning curve and learn more about YouTube. I was invited to join the YouTube creator community, which is a program that YouTube has. It's free. It's for smaller channels that are growing. This beautiful young woman is Haley, and she is my mentor in the program. But they have webinars, they have Q and A's, YouTube. Um, and so I've gotten to meet other YouTubers and hear about other people's experiences. It is kind of heavy on the younger end of people, but I've learned a lot. And I also took a class from income school. Um, so I signed up and did a class on just recording and editing and kind of being more comfortable in front of the camera. And so that has also been helpful. So YouTube goals, I want to make 2 videos a week. Uh, one on gardening, one on wildlife. Maybe some fluctuation there, but this was the goal I had last year. I didn't quite meet it. I made it for 2 months out of the year. So this year, definitely try to get 2 videos out a week. I also am interested in doing some more interviews. I've done 1 or 2, but maybe interviewing wildlife rehabilitators, interviewing master gardeners in my area. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Or if you know a person that would be great to interview, let me know that too. And also there's going to be more of me on YouTube. So, my raspy, stuttering voice is going to be here more often. So we'll see how that goes. And what a lot of people don't know is that I also do a number of environmental education programs. I do a lot of volunteering via Fox Run. This year I volunteered, or last year, right, 2024. Last year I volunteered in 2 school gardens, one preschool and then an elementary school in my area, and helped them with their school gardens. I also continue to do wildlife rehabilitation, albeit much smaller scale than I did on the farm when I was in Kentucky. So education goals. I'd like to do more online programs. I did some last year for Scouts, and I also did 2. I was a speaker at 2 national kind of conventions, conferences for wildlife rehabilitation. So one of the things I've been thinking for a while about doing is a turtle class for kids, homeschooling families, and then maybe some more programs for adults. I did have a course for a while, this was several years ago, on composting that I offered for free, and I might need to, resurrect that. Fox Run doesn't have a lot of income, doesn't have a lot of expenses. One of the big expenses, I guess, is that I do donate money to wildlife rehabilitators. I've also donated seeds to children's gardens, but especially this past fall with the hurricanes in North Carolina and Florida, I send money to wildlife rehabilitators in those states that had suffered damage to their property. And then things like, the website and Canva, which is graphic design. I buy educational supplies and, those kinds of things, you know, kind of add up. So, as many of you know, I am also a writer. So, I write on a number of topics, including wildlife rehab and organic gardening. These were two of my best-selling books for this year on Amazon. I also do social media management for some small businesses and content. I'm just a content creator. I also teach a college class. It is a student teaching class. So I mentor teachers kind of in that last stage of their journey before they graduate and become certified. All right. So there are a few other ways to help. I don't always mention them, especially like I have the super thanks on the YouTube channel. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it before, but we have that. We are a nonprofit, so we can take donations. And I do put Amazon links. There are Amazon links on the blog. There are Amazon links in many of the YouTube descriptions. And if you use one of my links to get to Amazon, then I might get a small commission. Usually it's about 3%. But if you do purchase, then I get about 3%. So thank you for that. So probably the most asked question I get is, how come I'm not on YouTube? And so maybe it's obvious. Um, I'm not the best speaker. If I don't have a script, I tend to go blah 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 blah. And so honestly, the faceless videos are just a lot easier for me to do. I can do one of those in 7 or 8 hours. This video that I did on wildlife rehabilitation, becoming a wildlife rehabilitator, took me about 12 hours between filming and refilming because I kept messing up, and then editing all my blah 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 out of the videos. Just takes me a long time, and as you know, time is money, time is valuable. So and also the little girl in this picture uh, kind of is to remind me. So I spent most of the 1970s in speech therapy. Um, so I'm not always the best. My tongue gets tangled a lot. And so that is, one thing I'm working on is being more comfortable in front of the camera and not worrying about, you know, uh, making so many verbal mistakes. All right. So, as most of you know, I grew up on a farm in Kentucky. I spent 29 years living off grid in rural Kentucky and had an organic certified USDA organic farm and did rehabilitation. But a couple of years ago, I did kind of retire, not really, obviously, but I moved to the Madison, Wisconsin area because my son had moved up here, and so most of my family had left Kentucky, and so I came up to Wisconsin to be closer to my son. But I did leave. I left a 2-acre garden and came to a small garden. So the exciting garden news is um, so my son and my daughter-in-law are buying a larger house that has a finished basement. So they will be living in the main house. I'll be living like a little mouse in the basement. And very exciting, the house has a decent sized front and backyard, which actually does not have a lot of things planted. And so kind of a blank slate. And I'm excited about that. So that will be happening this spring. I will be documenting that on YouTube. I plan to, turn that into a beautiful garden, document that process. It also is a process that needs to be done very cheaply. So you can come along with me for that. Uh, so here is the backyard, more blank slate, but we plan on planting vegetables, fruits, and also native plants, creating a pollinator garden and some backyard wildlife habitat. It's kind of ironic that this came along. I have been working fall and into winter on my next book, which is on backyard wildlife habitat. My daughter-in-law and I are planning on, doing some canning and she's a fabulous cook. I'm not a fabulous cook, but she's a fabulous cook. And so, I'll share some of her ideas about, how to use all of the produce. This is more of a comment from me than a question, but I do get some trolls and, quite frankly, just, asshole people that go into the comments and make nasty remarks. So, my announcement is, my comments section on the videos or on, community posts is a safe zone. So, we're respectful and polite to each other. I think it's a great space for people to share ideas. I get a lot of people that have shared, good gardening tips. It's a place where you can ask questions. And, we just want to keep that, a place where everyone feels comfortable. So I taught in public schools for a long time, and I'm very quick to hit that, delete block report buttons. Question for you. The cooking with kohlrabi video has 8,700 views. It's the only cooking video I've done. I did it back in July of 23. And I have had people ask for more cooking videos. It gets back to the, recording myself issues and taking time. So, my question is, would you like more cooking videos? I honestly don't consider myself the best cook. I consider myself a gardener, but I'm happy to, share ideas, especially something like kohlrabi, which isn't the most common vegetable. Um, but my cooking often leads towards, quick and easy. So thank you for going through this video with me. If you have any questions, thoughts, comments, ideas, feel free to leave them. And I just want to say thank you for a fabulous year. 2024 saw, lots of growth. And so thank you very much. I appreciate you coming along on this journey with me.